Chris Carter has spent his life in the air, flying everything from the Spitfires to the Red Arrows, but it isn't the formation flying he found the most challenging. It's piloting airliner full of people in all weathers. As an eager teen, he joined the Air Cadets, where he got his first taste of flying and love of aerobatics. From there, he joined the RAF. Over his 20-year career with military, he worked at a variety of positions, serving as a flight instructor while also flying combat aircrafts, transporting essential military resources across the world. But the thing he was truly passionate about was display flying. After his time flying the Hawk, Chris moved on to the faster Jaguar, instructing in the Scotland before another season as a display pilot. Then Chris set his sights on the ultimate goal of aerobatics, to become a Red Arrow pilot. I got to see a lot of the Red Arrows at the display shows we flew at. I realized that they were pilots just like me, so I started applying. It took years of experience, and at the time, there were around 50 applicants for 3 spaces on the team. It is not just about being a good pilot, you have to get on well with the rest of the team, because you spend months on end living in each other's pockets. Chris's ability as a pilot and his personality made him a great fit for the job, and he was eventually chosen. In 3 years, he flew in nearly 300 shows, all of which he remembers fondly, but some carry more significance than others. We displayed at British Grand Prix 1 year, which was great, and did some overseas shows in Toronto and Dubai. They were amazing, but the most memorable trip for me wasn't even an air display. I was lucky enough to be involved in the Formation Fly Pass alongside the Concorde for the Queen's Golden Jubilee in 2002. I didn't even involve any aerobatics at all. It was just flying straight for 10 minutes. After leaving the Red Arrows, Chris switched the small planes for a much bigger one, a Boeing 787, and says there are similarities in flying commercially. An awful lot of airline pilots are ex-military, and we always find the transition interesting. In some ways, it's like becoming a bus driver after driving a race car, but the passenger on the bus need to get where they are going safely. It's also still a flying machine. It's up there in the element, at the mercy of the weather, and you are in charge of it. There is an added pressure when you are carrying passenger, but you always set out to do the same job and make people feel as comfortable as possible. It may not seem like it, but flying commercially can be just as challenging. We have to pick the best route to avoid turbulence and navigate through all sorts of weather that we usually wouldn't have to negotiate in as display pilots. Now things have come full circle for Chris, as he shares his passion for flying with his wife Louise and their sons Archie 12 and Jake 21. They always come to the air shows, and they will sometimes come to Duxford on a day when I'm doing some passenger flying or practicing. The kids still enjoy watching me fly. Sometimes we head out in a light plane around our local area, which is a really nice way to spend our time together. Chris is also the chief pilot of the aircraft restoration company at Duxford. As well as flying himself, he helps to decide who flies in which plane at the Duxford air shows. This year, there will be an historic weekend in September to mark the 80th anniversary of Battle of Britain, an occasion that brings back so many memories for Chris. The best part of the job is that you don't just fly one plane. You get a variety of real fantastic historic aircraft, some of which were combat types that saw action in the World War II. It's really special to fly all of them, and there is always something to be excited about.